What's going on, guys? This is Chaos here, back to you with another video. Welcome to my life story channel. Welcome to the man cave. Welcome to the man's club. Welcome to the VIP club. Just got off from work today, and the job was not too bad. You know, it's part-time, since I'm not able to work on the weekends, because I need some days off to do other things. But for the most part, I'm able to, I gotta go to work tomorrow. Because tomorrow, no, actually, do I have to work tomorrow? I don't even know what today's date is. And, let me see. I really don't know what today's date is. Right now, I'm assuming it's like the 13th. These people drive so recklessly on the road, it's ridiculous. So I think today is like the 13th. Today is, I think, Thursday. So I might be off Friday. I don't know. Maybe today is Wednesday. Yeah, today is Wednesday. So tomorrow's Thursday. And I won't be working Friday, I hope. Because there's only 3 days I'm supposed to be working. And I'm off Friday. So Friday is basically, you know, a time when I can take a breather and go back. So Allied Universal finally decided to contact me after a whole week. And so I am supposed to be meeting up on Friday. Not sure if I want to work 2 jobs again, because the thing is, that would mean I'm only going to have 1 day off. But then I need the extra income to get to where I need to go. So right now I'm kind of walking out, heading back to my room. And once I do that, hey, there's the mountains up there. If you guys see the mountains, beautiful. The mountains are beautiful, isn't it? I don't even know if I'm showing it clearly. I guess you can see behind me the mountains. You can see the mountains behind me. Yeah. So I'm heading out. I gotta work I'm working one more day, and I'm off for the rest of the week. And then Allied got in contact with me. I don't know if I want to do 2 jobs, because right now I don't even have the money to show up to the other. So that's not going to be, I don't know if that's gonna work. And what little money I got, I can go up there, but got the money to do it. Got the money to do it. And they also pay weekly as well. And I'm thinking of not going because they waited too long. Because when I didn't have a job, they all of a sudden come at the last minute. So I might have to have 2 sources of income, because just in case if one don't work out, I'll always have another source of income to fall back on. At least I'm not going to be without a job. And I just have to save up enough money to get out of this crazy house that I done put myself in. With these crazy roommates. Not to mention got a crazy landlord that doesn't do nothing nobody tell her to do. But she's sitting up here. She sits here and gives everybody else advice. She don't take no advice. And I really don't understand that. You know, how you giving somebody else advice, but you don't take advice for yourself. You know, nothing makes sense. You know, make it make sense. Make it make sense. It's pretty hot out here now. Well, it's not really like hot, like scorching hot. It's kind of mid-warm. But you know, it gets colder at night. Then you got to get up in the morning and, you know, it's a lot of that going on. So, I always thought about what it'd be like walking down there. Actually, I'm gonna walk down there. I've always wondered what it'd be like walking down here. In this area right here. Maybe there will be a shortcut to getting to my landlord's house. Who knows? You know, instead of me walking on the sidewalk all the way down, maybe there is. Only one way to find out, right? So we're gonna explore today. We're gonna explore. See where it leads us. If it don't lead us to where we need to be, then you know what? So she don't listen to nothing nobody tell her. And I've never seen nobody that old, because she looks like she's in her mid-50s, and she's just very stubborn of what other people tell her. But then she's always telling people what they need to do. And you know, women of all people are not going to listen to here in America. These entitled modern women, they will not listen to anything that these women have to say. They will not do it. They will not listen to anything these women have to say. At all, point blank, period. They're not. And see, my landlord of all people should know that. I don't know what that is. That look like some cabbage. Lettuce or cabbages or something. That's been somebody planting something over there. It's in patches. Don't know. But of all people, she should know that. You know, so I don't know why she would waste her time thinking that, hey, maybe I can tell these women something, you know, especially when you're not a good example yourself. You know, you're talking about folks, and then because your son acts a certain way, now you're trying to tell other women just to keep them single. You're telling them that they're not allowed to get a room with nobody, or they can't get a house together with a roommate so they can move out. You know, you can't tell people what they can and can't do. You know what I'm saying? If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. You can't tell them who they can have, who they can link up with, and who they do not want to link up with. Whoever they want to spend the rest of their time with, that's who they're going to spend the rest of their time with. You know? And the thing is, I don't understand why she's trying to control people. You know, the only thing she should be, which she worries too much about that, is paying your rent. You know, time when somebody else come in, she trying to squeeze money out of people. Oh, I need it instantly. I'm glad that military guy left. I don't even know, of all places, I don't know why he chose to live there, but, you know, I totally get it. But hopefully he'll find something somewhere else better, because that's crazy. You know, and then she doesn't want to do anything else. She doesn't want to have no source of income to benefit for herself. She's putting all her eggs into one basket. And in this world that we live in, you cannot depend on one source of income. And that is a lesson I learned. You cannot depend on one source of income. You can't do it. That's just not the way it works. But with the landlord's point of view, you know, because she's doing everything around the house, she's paying people to do this and that, then she runs out of money, and then she's trying to figure out, okay, so on this day I'm gonna pay this, and on this day I'm not waiting till the 26th, and I'm not trying to, and I don't have the money to pay on the 1st. I pay her when I pay her, you know, because me, regardless if it's the 1st of the month, in the middle of the month, or near towards the end of the month, I make sure that as long as I'm paying this month, I don't really care. You know? Because, you know, just because I said the 26th, that doesn't mean that I'm going to wait till the 26th. You see what I'm saying? I don't care about waiting till the 26th. I'm not waiting to the end of time to pay you. I'm gonna pay you when I pay you, because I got other stuff and other bills I gotta pay. You know what I'm saying? And I can't wait to get enough money to get out of her house, so I ain't gotta worry about all this no more. You know, and the crazy thing about it all is, she let a one roommate one time when I first started staying with her. She let one roommate stay from between June of last year all the way until October. This lady saved up so much money, over like $4,000 approximately. Okay? And have not paid a single dime on rent while everybody else is paying. And she probably sent me messages, but I'm glad I don't read them, because, like I said, I don't have the money right now. You know, you just have to wait. She's just gonna have to wait until she just gonna have to wait. We don't have the money right now. I don't have the money right now. She's just gonna have to wait. You know, my thing is, you know, a lot of these people that from the military and from other places, they may stay for a while, but they're not gonna stay long. I told her about, I really don't recommend YouTube anymore, because YouTube is messed up. And the YouTube gurus are the one that's confusing people. You know, I listen to the YouTube gurus too, but I do things my own way. Because if you try to do everything and try to listen to every YouTube guru on the internet, you're just going to get confused. And they the ones that's making YouTube as difficult than it already has to be. That's why a lot of people don't want to start a YouTube channel. Because starting a YouTube channel is just it's a daunting task to do. And then next thing you're hearing about your subscribers don't matter, your views don't matter, monetization don't matter. Now, all of a sudden, you start hearing that YouTube is now officially taking down channels. Rather, if they are going by the YouTube policy rule book or not. You know, people that do reaction videos, they're putting age restrictions on them. And by the time you blow up and you really get success on your channel, you know, all of a sudden you get hit with basically either an age restriction or something worse. I don't recommend anyone to start a YouTube channel in 2026. And what's making it more confusing is the YouTube gurus. You know, they're so greedy, they're trying to suck as much money as they can get out of you. They're trying to suck as much money as they can get out of you. You know, I spoke with one of the YouTube gurus' team assistants. They wanted to charge me $6,000 just for them to help me blow up my YouTube channel. I'm like, that's a lot of money. There's no way I got that much money. So what they do is, if you can't pay them up front, they don't do no pay installments. They don't do nothing. And then when they do it, they want a certain amount of money. They want chunks. So it's like, you know, they give you some free stuff, but the free stuff don't really help much. The free stuff ain't really worth anything. The free stuff ain't even worth anything. So if they're trying to give you some free stuff, the free stuff ain't really, if all you're gonna give is some free stuff, you know, there's no point. That ain't guaranteed to work. There's no point in giving free stuff. We could just watch videos. That's about as free as you can get at this point. I don't know. But my thing is, can you imagine you start a YouTube channel and as soon as you blow up and you get like 200K subscribers or more, 1,000 subscribers or more, all of a sudden YouTube hits your channel. All of a sudden they taking your channel down. All of a sudden the AI takes your channel down and just say, oh, we're gonna take your channel down because basically this is not considered content. Or we're gonna take your channel down because this is AI. This is not a real human. And you could just be doing a gaming channel. It used to be people would tell other people to copy the titles and go into ChatGPT and modify it into something else. Now that doesn't work anymore. That does not work anymore. So what's the next alternative? The next alternative is pretty much, it's like your channel gets taken down and that's it. That's pretty much it for the most part. All that hard work and the time and the energy that you put into it, all of that goes up in flames. And then you start hearing other channels getting their stuff taken down. All of that work, all of that fame, it goes down. So then, and this is why it's important to have multiple streams of income. Start another business. Because if one platform shuts down, at least you have something else going. You can never stay with one because you never know. You can have a monetized YouTube channel today, and tomorrow your channel can get demonetized or worse. Or worse. Can you imagine putting all that work, years of work and dedication, sweat? Oh wow. I didn't think they had that church here. Oh wow. They got an Iglesia Ni Cristo office. Wow. Are they even open? Ain't nobody in there. I was gonna go in there out of curiosity. Oh wow. They got an office up here. Interesting. You know, all that work that you put into, it goes up in flames. All because YouTube has allowed AI to take over the entire platform. Now it's becoming a problem. And then you still got the YouTube gurus that are telling people, still telling them what they need to do. And you're not even knowing if it's going to put you in jeopardy. Or if what they're telling you is guaranteed to work. Because I'm going to tell you, it ain't guaranteed to work. I done tried all their advice, and it didn't work. Because it doesn't matter of how good your content is. It doesn't matter if you put in so much, you know, and I think it's just more to it than people overthinking of how to do the video. Like my videos, the only thing I do, I'd add some music into it, and you know, and I start talking about other stuff, and I just put it out there, you know. If you gotta, now I do use AI, but I use it to help me with hashtags and stuff, help me to understand like, okay, so which hashtags can I use? But the rest of the stuff I do on my own through memory. A lot of times I use AI, I use ChatGPT and Google Gemini because I don't feel like sitting up here typing all that stuff. Just copy and paste, done. Schedule it to come out on this day, I'm done. That's it. Generate a thumbnail without spending hours on a thumbnail, because I don't like spending hours doing nothing. When I'm done with a video, I like to get all the packages ready, and that's it. Hit that, that's it. They can like it, or they can not like it. You know? Just like I got a video right now I got a video right now. Ain't nobody watching it. It's sitting on 0 views. And that was the video that's talking about my experience working as a security guard for Securitas. Now, YouTube is just not really the platform anymore. And the reason there's so much drop in views is because a lot of individuals and viewers, they don't have the attention spans anymore. To watch longer videos. They don't have the attention span anymore. To watch all of these videos. That's why most of them go to shorts. And yeah, you can link your video there, but they're just gonna keep on scrolling. I go through that all the time. I'm learning about YouTube every day. And there's always something to learn. But now they're targeting 45 and 65-year-old people just because they're shy and they don't want to get on the internet and talk about this or that. So they are the ones that's getting the most attention. Whereas somebody like me, I've been on YouTube since 2007. So it happens. It happens. It happens. I still ain't even got the right audience yet. I just got a bunch of randos that's just... I went vertical on the live stream, and that's how I was able to get, some attraction. Because if I'm going vertical, horizontally, I'm not getting anything. People will sit there and watch it, but for the most part, they'll view it, but they're not going to like it. They're not going to do anything. So you're not going to get anything. And then even if you do get the subscribers, if they don't view your horizontal live streams or videos, what's the point of having all these subscribers? And the thing is a lot of people on YouTube are looking for some information of value. That's what they're doing. Now, I heard that most of them like authentic content, like the one I'm doing now. But I don't know. I mean, I've been all over the place when it comes to making videos. And the thing is, I had one person was like, well, do something that they like. And I'm like, do what they like? I don't know what they like. I've been posting random videos, And most of them, they'll comment. And I had a commenter that said something about, I'm thinking it was a female because it's Adriana, whatever. And she's a double threat with felonies and misdemeanors and all other cases that she had. And she was able to get a job. It doesn't matter if you have a criminal record or not. What matters is, rather these jobs decide that they need you, and if they don't need you, they can turn you away. And even if you do get a job, you can have a job today and get fired tomorrow. These companies do not care. The only thing these corporations care about is shareholders and stock investors. I done said that so many times in my live stream. And everybody's trying to go on YouTube. So what YouTube is doing is trying to make sure that nobody grows on YouTube. I was struggling trying to get views on YouTube. I done posted videos about my life, and I'm still not getting the attraction that I'm trying to get. So the fact that I'm doing authentic content, nobody cares about that stuff anymore. And the whole time I've been pondering to myself, I've been thinking, if I'm actually doing content, do people really want to sit and watch a 30-minute video about how I got fired, how I got arrested? Do really people want to do that? I mean, I know that people like drama. They like people that going on rants, especially if it's a reasonable rant. You know, I don't recommend anyone to start a YouTube channel in 2026. And YouTube is going to get worse in 2027. It's going to get a whole lot worse. Everything is going to increase. It is going to continue to get higher and higher. My crazy landlord is going to continue to invite random people into her home without doing what I'm pretty sure other people probably said something similar to what I said or in correlation to that. She is a stubborn old woman. Her head is so hard. It is harder than any concrete road I've ever set my foot on in the history of this country. But yet she telling other women to stay in their marriage and do whatever. She should know better than anyone that women are not going, if they ain't going to listen to what the men are saying, what makes you think they're going to listen to what the females are saying? And then there'll be times when she asks me stuff, I can't even get the conversation out. She'll just cut me off and start talking. I'm like, why would you ask me something and then turn around and start talking? These people are crazy. She already think that somebody's trying to run after her. It's crazy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.